We are back with another transfer episode where we discuss the latest transfer news surrounding Premier League sides, and it's been a busy past few days. And of course, there are some news that have made around, which we'll be discussing in this video. Getting straight into it, Victor, we discussed this potential topic some episodes ago, and now there's something of a follow-up to it. Manchester United are reportedly interested in signing Alex Scott from Bournemouth. Do you think this is a good move for player and club, potentially?
I mean, it's not bad by any stretch for either of them, and I don't think Bournemouth would be able to block the transfer either if Scott wants it, but they will be asking for a lot of money. Now, the problem with this transfer is it might lull Manchester United into a sense of security, thinking, okay, we've got our central midfielder now, young, very good, and whatsoever. It's not enough. I think they need more than one this summer in central midfield. And I think bringing Alex Scott in, along with a more experienced player, that's the play to make for them. That would be a good window. Plus, I would say a centre back and a left back as well.
Nice. Well, we'll see. We'll see. And then still in Manchester, but over to the other half of Manchester, Max. Manchester City have held informal talks with Sporting, to sign Denmark defensive midfielder Martin Ijumand. Now the question is it good enough compared to the City's current options?
I mean, as a backup option for Rodri, it's definitely a huge signing. Just because he's pretty much playing the same role as Rodri. He's decent at defense and also doing great things in attack. So I'd say as a backup option for Rodri, it's a decent one. And also, he was injured only 6 weeks throughout all his career, which Pep would like to see from Rodri, but that's the thing.
Fair enough. I don't know why, but I sort of feel like Rodri leaves City. But yeah, that's me thinking. But anyways, back to you, Victor. Now, interim head coach Michael Carrick of Manchester United is now the top leading favorite to become Manchester United's permanent manager. Is he the right man for the job, in your opinion?
As things stand, I think the majority of people are going to say yes to this. But to me, it does have a lot of the makings of the Solskjaer decision. And the fans turned on him viciously. I don't really like to see how Man United fan base treats its coaches, honestly. If I were in Carrick's shoes, I would consider whether this is actually the best move for my career. Naturally, if he is offered the position, he would take it. And who wouldn't, right? A former player has great standing with the club. Why not? But when it turns sour, and it tends to turn sour quicker with Man United than with other clubs, when it does turn sour, then we're going to see the same hypocrites biting Carrick a fond farewell after hurling abuse at him for months, just like they did to Solskjaer.
Interesting take. And then back to you, Max. And this time we're going over to Chelsea. For the first time, Chelsea are weighing their options for new centre backs, and at least this time it's players we do know. It's not some unknown players from Bulgaria or somewhere. They have identified 3 Premier League players, 3 Premier League centre backs specifically, named Jared Braithwaite, Murillo from Nottingham Forest, and Jan Paul van Eke from Brighton. In your opinion, which name or which 2 names should they sign from these names?
I mean, none is the option. Because I feel like, okay, out of these 3, I would probably pick Murillo because he's shown the decent stats for both defense-wise and attack-wise for 2 seasons at least. But, I mean, they sign 15 wingers every season, and they cannot try to sign some top-tier defender, and they're looking at the defenders from bottom sides in Prem. That's it really gonna help them to reach some decent results in Europe, for example, which they're targeting, I guess, and also finish in top 3 every season, which has to be a goal for Chelsea. I mean, out of these 3, I would pick Murillo, but honestly, I would try to put more effort and find the better option.
All right, fair point. And just on a final note for this video, Victor, RB Leipzig have informed Liverpool and other interested parties that they will be demanding £87 million for Ivorian winger Yan Diomande if any potential move is to happen this summer. 2 questions here. Is the player worth all the hype, and is he also worth that amount of money?
The hype, maybe. The amount, no. This is his first full season in senior football. But that's the thing. Leipzig have always been very shrewd operators. They've often charged top-level money for players who are still years away from their primes. I don't know. If you ask me, 50 or 55 million would be a more reasonable ask. On the other hand, and there's the World Cup factor that we need to think of. So if they're asking for almost 90 now, imagine what happens if he has a good World Cup this summer and is still a Leipzig player when it ends. I think some clubs might end up going with him with a bid for 80 before the World Cup kicks off, thinking exactly of that. Also because Ivory Coast don't have a very difficult group. They've got Germany, Curacao, and Ecuador. If they get to something like the round of 16 or even quarterfinals, and Diomande has a big part in that, Leipzig will want 120 million pounds at least. Either way, I think the club have planned this very well and will profit from this regardless what happens.
Yeah, it looks more than certain that they will profit from the player, but for that amount, we just have to wait and see. But anyways, these are some of the trending news surrounding Premier League side, and in our next episode, we'll be sure to bring you all the updates regarding transfers as they come.